Hey, it's Doom Guy.
Is it? Oh yeah, so it is. So it is. So a much better game.
Fallout bobblehead in this as well.
What? Doom 3?
I was gonna say Doom 4. I didn't like Doom 3.
Should have been called Tomb. The second one.
Wasn't there a character called Tomb in the Doom movie?
I didn't. Dumb as shit.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch Doom?
Well, okay, that's a lie. I watched like 40 minutes of it when it first came out, and I was like, "This is awful."
But you didn't even make it to the best part.
What's the best part?
The 10-minute long first-person camera scene. Near the end.
Oh man!
Collectible first
That's
collectible
like
right there.
embarrassing to watch.
Because it's a video game.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. That's what it's based off of. Remember how in the first X-Men movie when they stopped the camera and they just put up a bunch of comics and they were just like, and then in panel number 3, Wolverine hits Magneto and there's like a whap, like a suck-a-whap noise, and then he goes shing, and it's like, or actually in the comics it's snick, and then he's like bub, and then he punches Magneto again, but Magneto's like, "Oh, Wolverine!" And it's just some guy reading out comics, and then it goes back just because it's trying to be like the meme. Remember in all seriousness, remember the Ang Lee?
Yeah,
Hulk?
I was just gonna mention that did a weird comic book side by side, movie panel thing.
Yeah,
Not
it
movie
didn't
panel,
work.
Comic panel.
It didn't work at all.
I thought those parts were more interesting than the
rest of the
not
movie.
that stuff.
Yeah.
In that movie.
There was one you should really watch that movie for the scene where he beats the shit out of the military. Although really Eric Bana's Ed Norton's Hulk was much better. The fight scenes in that movie were great. The Ed Norton Hulk. I like the fight scenes in that.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Pixel Junkies podcast, episode
162.
162. I'm your only host, Andrew.
And I'm a
I'm
random
joined by
person.
two guests here today.
Yeah. I'm Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron.
How goes? Oh, shit.
And this guy to my left, your right, is Adam.
Would be. Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna say my right. I'm like, is it really my right if I'm the person whose point of view you're referencing?
No, my left, your right.
Yeah, you're talking to
our friends who are watching us.
We don't have friends.
What difficulty did I pick for this? We're playing Rage, by the way.
Yeah, we're playing Rage because
not
apparently Sunset Overdrive got a sequel. So the trailer.
Oh, right, Rage 2.
Yeah, so
someone
we talked last
we don't do
week
Collins on this show.
About
Is it Dave?
No.
Oh.
We talked last week about a big leak thanks to our friends over at Walmart. You know, one of our fine retailers.
My cloud exploded, so I got to walk there.
You may remember our exclusive Pixel Junkies leak.
Yeah. And so a few days later, Bethesda decided to get ahead of the curve and just
You're
release
welcome,
the trailer
world. We forced them to expose the leak
for Rage 2, just to be like, okay, I guess we're announcing now. I guess they were trying to wait for E3, sorry, but they're doing it now. So we're playing Rage 1 because of it. I gotta be honest with you, I thought that the trailer made the game it took away the boringness and the blandness of this setting, and it fused all the energy and you know, pep in your step that Sunset Overdrive had.
I was thinking more Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that too. I mean, they're basically the same thing.
I was thinking Doom. It's like Doom if it were Rage.
Well, are you talking about the live-action trailer, or are you talking about the gameplay trailer?
I'm talking about the gameplay trailer. I didn't watch the live-action trailer.
Oh, you should have. It would have...
Ruined it?
Ruined it,
Oh, man. Well, probably not going to do that, because I didn't like the game... I didn't think the gameplay trailer was all that great anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Rage, as it turns out. Apparently, it gets interesting about 5 hours into the game, so, you know, that's a plus.
I mean, not much more interesting, but it's not bad. It's an okay game.
All right. 5 out of 10 was okay rating from Aaron.
No, I think it's higher than that.
Oh man, that guy's awesome.
These guys are so fucking hard to hit in this.
I wish the gun shot faster. That's the thing. Because it's not a revolver. It's like, well, it is a revolver.
Well, it is, yeah.
But it,
You can't fan it.
yeah. As far as I can tell, the hammer, does the hammer work? Does it have a working hammer, or does
yes.
it just... Oh, okay. Okay, well, fuck me. Hey, the trailer... So, the trailer came out, and it's, like, super colorful. And Sunset Overdrive / Suicide Squad-ish.
I will say, I am pleased it is colorful, because this game had a terrible grayscaling problem.
It wasn't... This isn't too bad, but it definitely has, like, a weird
See,
yellow
there's the squid
filter.
thing again.
I think it's, like, just the authorities' symbol or something.
Yeah, I
like
don't
the
think
main
there's,
bad
like, a
guys.
squid monster in this.
God damn it.
But there are big monsters.
I really like the aesthetics. Like, the character design and stuff. I like it when... I like the style, like the post-apocalypse thing. Mad Max does it as well. It's just...
Is Mad Max a post-apocalyptic film?
It is, yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I mean, this came out around the same time as Borderlands. It might
Yeah.
even come out after, actually.
Yeah, it did. A lot of people compare this unfavorably to Borderlands.
Are you joking?
I am joking.
Yeah,
I
okay.
100% knew.
Yeah, okay. You
Why
were
we do
being
it?
sarcastic
Yes.
because I called Mad Max post-apocalyptic.
I mean, obviously, it's like...
I included the post-apocalyptic because Rage is post-apocalyptic, not because
Why'd
Mad
you
Max...
leave the gun right there?
It was the gun I had that he took from me, and he dropped it because he didn't get to walk away with it yet.
Anyway, Fallout as well.
Yeah.
Fallout...
Yeah, I think this is mostly what, like, drew inspiration. Like, let's make a Mad Max game, like,
Yeah.
in style.
This
but
is
Fallout.
much more Mad Max than Fallout.
Yeah, but I think they took that almost Doom style of gameplay and said make Fallout, and you end up with, like, some Fallout, like, quest structure.
I think also I saw a lot of and I could be like, this could be pure coincidence, but the Pack faction, the Raider faction in Nuka World, they're like really colorful. They're like
Oh, man. That guy's a leaping Lenny.
they're like neon Burning Man assholes,
Throwing that guy right over the shoulder.
and that's a lot of the aesthetic I got from this new Rage
Yeah.
thing. So hopefully it's good. I'm sure the gameplay's the gunplay is going to be good since it is involved, and it's being primarily developed by Avalanche Studios, which made the Mad Max game and the first two Just Cause games.
Why?
Actually, sorry, they made the third one as well, but that was a different studio under the Avalanche branch, I believe.
Maybe. They were too busy working on the Hunter Primal,
Oh, man.
the greatest hunting game of all time.
Fucking Hunter Prime. Yeah.
But Aaron, you like the Mad Max game, right?
Yeah, it was great.
I have it for PlayStation.
I mean, it's basically Batman. It plays just like Batman.
Yeah.
Like the Arkham games. So.
Swoo me!
But the car combat and customization and all that stuff was good as well.
I've come to the realization that, because The Dark Knight, the Chris Nolan Batman movies, just talking about Batman for a bit, used to be one of my favorite movies of all time, and I still think it's a great movie.
You
but
hate them now?
No, I'm kind of starting to side with Rory a little bit, where I'm liking Batman Begins a little bit more because it's a bit truer to the character of Batman than The Dark Knight was. I really don't like The Dark Knight Rises. I feel like that. I mean, there's parts of that movie I really, really like. Like Bane was a pretty cool character
Bane was
and that
great.
stuff, but like I felt like it dragged a
Yeah.
lot.
I definitely see
more
that.
than any, because I mean, like, say what you will about The Dark Knight, which I still think is a great movie. Don't get me wrong. I just,
The Dark Knight's not a Batman movie.
no, it's a Joker Gotham movie.
Yeah.
and Batman happens to be in it. But say what you will about that, the pacing was up throughout the whole film. Like there was not a low moment. But in The Dark Knight Rises, I mean, for a good chunk of the movie, most of it, they're not doing anything. They're standing around talking. And I mean, like, fair enough, you don't want a Batman movie to be all action, but, like, come on now, you want it to be a little bit of action. Also, the fight scenes were just not, the action wasn't great.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, so I guess we'll see more from Rage 2 at E3. I imagine we'll get some sort of gameplay demo.
There were a couple E3 leaks relating to Bethesda. So we definitely going to see Rage 2.
Yeah.
Everyone's suspecting that we'll see the next big Bethesda Studios title, which
Hopefully.
is very likely going to be Starfield.
I'm excited for that.
There was also a little tease from a leaker that mentioned something Fallout. Yeah, they said a surprise announcement that will make people quote unquote fall out of their seats.
Surprise! We're bringing Skyrim to the
Oh
Ouya.
man, Fallout Shelter 2.
People are suspecting it's a re-release of Fallout 3. Which would be I'd be
cool.
okay with if it's like a 64-bit.
Man.
If it's 64-bit and it runs like butter, that would be amazing.
Was it not 64-bit before?
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, or some like VR version or something.
Yeah, or if it's like remade. Sorry, Adam. If it's like remade in the new engine, but I doubt they'll go that far.
They won't go that far. They're not.
Maybe. It'd be cool if
What
it
I
was
mean
like,
is, I don't think they'll remake assets and stuff.
yeah,
They might, straight
have
up
new lighting or something.
port everything over to the new creation engine.
yeah.
But I doubt it'll be.
They
I'd
might
like-
be able to up-res some stuff. I don't know how much stuff
Mm-hmm.
was downsampled for like optimization or LOD or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I'd
it'd be
like-
cool if they did 3 in New Vegas in like a box set.
They will not touch New Vegas.
Probably
I
not.
promise you that.
I'd like to see them do New Vegas.
They
That's
won't.
a good
They
idea.
didn't
They
make
won't.
it.
That's all right. What?
That's a good idea, Adam.
Yeah.
But
one
if
can
we
dream.
if we get the Fallout 3 remake or whatever, I suspect there will quickly be fan projects to bring
Oh yeah.
New Vegas over to that.
It wouldn't be too. It wouldn't be. I mean,
No,
I,
and
I,
if
say, I
it's-
say too hard. I mean, it's gonna take a lot of work. But I mean, like,
If it's like a straight port job
Yeah.
from Fallout 3 to this new creation engine, and like Bethesda's already done all the work, I suspect bringing Fallout New Vegas over would be less of a task than remaking it for Fallout 4. You know,
or what's that Fallout New Vegas mod that came out that had like I forget where it was like in Portland or Seattle or something like that.
that's
It had
not out
tanks.
yet. That's the Frontier.
Yeah.
it's not out yet.
That I mean, that obviously takes a lot of work because they're basically making a new game essentially.
Yeah.
So, Jesus Christ, the face on that.
Stop
fuck.
being happy. You're probably gonna die tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to Starfield. I'm interested to see what Bethesda could do with some
Yeah,
sort of
me too.
space game.
Hopefully Todd Howard comes out and starts like jerking off all over the stage like he did with Fallout 4, and it's like, well, that's not all. Check this out, and then there's like an hour-long presentation after you thought it ended.
Yeah, but it's all just about Starfield's new dwelling mini phone free-to-play phone game.
Well, it would be about, there would be a mobile game midway through, so it was like, well, that's not the only thing we were working on.
Also, and then halfway through the presentation,
Aaron, stop getting calls from Florida.
like in the middle of your, like in the middle of a sentence, the guy would be like, "And we're happy to introduce that we're upgrading the new VAT system for Michael Jordan." And then like Michael Jordan comes out for no reason. They do like an hour-long interview with Michael Jordan. Actually, Michael Jordan's kind of cool. Who would be a really
Pele.
terrible athlete? Not Pele. Pele
It comes out in slow motion and kills Todd Howard.
Yeah, but Pele's old, isn't he?
O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Comes out with a knife.
That doesn't mean he doesn't like money.
Yeah.
They pay Pele like $2 million to do a drop kick or some
Yeah,
shit.
that's what we call Pele.
And then he like his leg snaps off.
I guess
'cause
you
he's
could
old
really
and
say that
decrepit.
you're gonna drop kick right in the Starfield.
You really are.
Pele!
And there's no drop kick
Pele.
pun.
Yeah.
Like there's no relevance to drop kick at all.
And one of the like later on, one of the writers has to clarify on Twitter: soccer has been banned in the world of Starfield for over 50,000 years. Nobody knows what it is. So, football too. They were all banned in the Great Sports Wars of 2020, which is a
Anyway.
very far away year. But there we go.
Hey, you know who won't be at E3?
I'm guessing Nintendo. Technically.
Well, I'm sure they'll have some presence at E3.
Oh yeah. But I mean, like technically, they've been at E3 for a while. They just happen to have a conference the same day. That seems to fit in very nicely with everybody else's conference.
At the same location.
But you know who else won't be at E3?
Yeah,
Item number 2.
yeah. Just say it. I can't. Yeah.
Boss Key Productions.
Oh man,
Not B.
not Cliffy Basinski's
Cliffy
company.
B. So what was his first game? Like, I know, because I mean, like...
Uh,
I think Gears put him
Nope.
on the map, but
It
I don't know
was
what his first game
that
was.
side-scroller 2D game. Do you remember?
Oh, that one.
Mario?
Yeah. He made Mario.
No, it's like...
Gears of Mario. Mario Gears.
Oh my god.
Gears
Yeah, he
of
had to
Mario.
take anyway. He had to take a step back, didn't he? Because something to do with family or something that he wants to take some time for.
Well, his company ran out of money and went bankrupt.
Oh. I read part of the tweet that just said, "I'm taking."
Well, that's
some
what
time."
he said. It's like,
Oh,
my
okay.
company failed horribly. Also, I'm taking time off now, just coincidentally.
I'm taking time off so that I can trick more investors into giving me money to start this all over again.
Kojima must be. Sony must just be like, because like it seems like anytime one of these high-profile creators like starts their own company, like they're always like, "We're gonna make the games our way," and then like in 6 months, like we ran out of money. Where did it go? Oh, we had a lot of pizza parties.
I don't know why you rock Kojima up there.
Well, I'm just saying, Kojima seems to be the one developer who isn't doing that. Like, I'm sure he's just been given a boatload of money from Sony. Like,
You know why? Because Kojima knows how to successfully run a studio.
You're gonna jinx him now.
Yeah, I'll give you that. He's a good director.
Gonna jinx him.
Yeah.
Now he goes to his bank account tomorrow. He's like, where did it go? We had $2 million in here.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's
Konami fucks off with the money somehow.
it's not massively surprising if you've been following his studio, which started not that long ago, Bosky. They made Lawbreakers, which was like an Overwatch clone.
I think
with
that probably
gravity
killed them.
puzzles.
Yep.
That looked a little bit interesting, but I think it came out at the exact wrong time because Overwatch exists,
Yeah.
and if you're not playing Overwatch, then...
Even Battleborn did.
Lawbreakers had
Battleborn.
no interesting characters.
Yeah.
Like, I know some people don't like the Overwatch thing with the, like, super unique characters. They'd rather make their own. But Lawbreakers tried to do the same thing, but it had no interesting characters at all. They were just super generic looking.
Well, like back in 2016 when Overwatch first launched, like there were fan art and like people were going nuts with
Man,
the Overwatch character.
the amount of Overwatch pouring out there
Also,
is
it's
insane.
Blizzard.
Yeah.
It's Blizzard.
Blizzard
It
knows
doesn't
how
matter.
to do that stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, if you wanted to make any kind of game do well, give it to Blizzard. Like say, like here, I have an idea for a video game. I'm gonna get Blizzard to publish it, and it's a record setter. Like,
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily that Blizzard knows what to do. They make good games, like games that work, but I think it's also at this point just like a product of Blizzard being on the box.
they're also good at advertising and for marketing their games.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, they've got a name, right?
Yeah.
Like, there are people out there that only buy Blizzard games.
I mean, how long has World of Warcraft been on the go now? I mean, like it to the point where it's pretty much killed most other MMO.
Maybe-
At least
Did it come
6
out?
months.
In 2004?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about, because there was a lot of MMOs that came out concurrently with World of Warcraft back in the day and before that. I mean, look at EverQuest and like
I remember
Ultima
EverQuest
Online.
2 coming out that year.
Yeah, and they were popular games, but they're not around anymore.
No.
I mean, mainly because the developers were like, we should make a new version of the game so we can update. And brothers are like, fuck this, we'll milk this until the cow's so dry that the skins start to come out to the udders. Which is a gross
Prolapsed udders.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
You know, I mean, like think of all the MMOs. I can only think of like, and I do mean MMOs. I don't mean like an online only game like Ark or Rust or any of these. But like a true MMO, I can only think of one other that's lasted this long, and it's really or even coming close to what World of Warcraft did, and it was Guild Wars 2, which is a great game. And it helps that it's free.
Eve as well.
Eve's a bit different though. I would say that's a different market.
It's definitely a different market, yeah.
Still an MMO though.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you Eve. But I mean, that's 2 out of how many? I mean, Conan's didn't do very well. I can't even name all the I mean, even like Knights of the Old Republic is not.
It's not Knights of the Old
Sorry,
Republic.
the Old Republic
Yeah.
is not
Get it right.
Getting offended by that.
It's not great, and neither is Elder Scrolls. They're not going to last as long,
No.
I would say, because
No,
they're just not as
definitely
good. I mean, say we will. I mean,
Lord of the Rings Online is still around. and it's not super popular. But
no, I mean, but it's got its own niche. Anyway, so I guess what we're saying is sorry, Cliffy B. I never really liked a lot of his games, if I'm honest.
No, me neither.
I don't like Gears of War. I'm not the
I
biggest
did like
fan.
Gears. I did like Gears when I first played it. Yeah.
I like.
But you don't now.
I still like it. It's still a good game.
I like Gears 2. Gears 2 was alright.
I think the 3 big Gears games are pretty good.
They're alright to me. I mean, they're nothing.
They're not Halo.
No, they're not Halo. But there was.
I remember playing the first one with Aaron.
The first one was, the first one was in fucking.
We played that a lot, Aaron.
Yeah, I played it a couple times.
Fucking Live Free or Die Hard, wasn't it? That's what one of the dudes was playing when the bomb goes off at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, maybe.
I think so. But what else did he make? Was he involved in Bulletstorm at all?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
Pretty sure. That might have been his last one.
Yeah.
But I have.
But kind of getting back to what was it, Lawbreakers?
Mm-hmm.
Again, the main problem with that is it came out after Overwatch had killed off the competition. I mean, there's a reason that nobody played Battleborn, and it's because it came out right before Overwatch.
Also, it wasn't great, but yeah.
Well, it was all. Well, yeah.
It played well enough. It just, I don't know. I guess it didn't really know what it was doing. It was like Borderlands MOBA.
And had great talent behind it though, which was a shame. But like,
Gearbox?
well, no, I was gonna say Overwatch, not Overwatch, Battleborn. But I mean, Paladins, that's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think
Giant. What was that one? Was it Giantess? Colossus, I think was the name of that game. That's gone. There's been a bunch that have come out that
Paladins
just
is still
dropped
around.
off.
I think it went free to play or something.
Yeah, and the only other one I can think of that's kind of similar, although it's not similar at all, is Warframe. I really don't know what Warframe is.
I played Warframe. I played it a few years ago. It was good. It was fun.
It seems a very complicated game in terms of the leveling.
I don't know what it's like now.
I don't think so. I know a lot of streamers who play it, and they're all about it. It doesn't seem super complicated.
It's more like Destiny than
it's
Battleborn or Overwatch.
Yeah, it seems like Destiny, but like the gameplay loops are a bit more complete.
Speaking of Destiny, Destiny 2 got a new expansion pack this week that nobody cares about. It actually sounds a bit interesting. It's about. Do you remember in the first game Rasputin,
the AI?
Yeah. So it's about him.
Wow, it would have been interesting if we saw more of him back in the first game.
It would have been interesting if we saw him in the second game at all. Because he was a really, even though he didn't say anything. I felt like he had a bit of character going on. And he genuinely wondering what he was doing, and then
wow, Rasputin, that's a cool name for an AI. I wonder what he's about. Nothing.
Yeah. I still will, and I'll fight anybody who disagrees with me. Destiny could have been an amazing game because I think I've read enough into the lore, and I've read a lot of Destiny lore. Destiny has some great lore and some great ideas behind it, and you can see where they wanted to go in the story with the lore that kind of got left over from that first draft. But the problem is, Activision came in like a year or two before it was going to be launched and redid everything and changed it to what it is. I think the original Destiny, if it was going to be multiplayer at all, would have been vastly different.
Also, I think Bungie changed everything.
Yes, I'm not saying that Bungie's blameless in this. I'm just saying somewhere in there, who was it? Frank? Who was the guy?
Oz.
It wasn't Frank Oz. But who's the main dude at Bungie, like the lead writer, Frank O'Connor?
Yeah, isn't he not with Bungie though?
No, because he left because he said he had an idea for what Destiny was going to be. He'd been working on it for like 8 years, and
wasn't it
Activision came in and changed it.
Joseph Staten as well.
Joseph Staten, that's the guy I'm thinking of. Frank O'Connor was the lead lead guy. Bungie and Activision came in at the right before they were going to launch and changed everything. And you can see there's some really interesting lore with some really interesting characters in there. Like some of the most interesting lore I've ever read. The problem is it's not present in the game at all. And that's the problem. The game has all this cool stuff going on in the background. It's like it'd be like if The Hobbit or like The Lord of the Rings only took place in the Shire, and then you had to go online and be like, oh wait, there's all this cool like ring stuff with like Gondor and you know and Rohan and Mordor. But why are we in the Shire? You know, the Shire's not not as interesting compared to all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Because the Shire was easy to make. Oh Jesus.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.
The Shire was great.
Yeah, I'm not dissing the Shire. I'm just saying the movie would have been boring if it was only the Shire.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah. Sorry, Cliffy B, but maybe don't make a game that's exactly like Overwatch. Well, not exactly, but that tries to be with Overwatch.
Also, don't be a little bitch.
Yeah.
Hey, Metro Exodus has been delayed. Hope you're not looking for some Metro this year, because it ain't coming.
We got Rage. We don't need it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of true, Aaron. It's like...
I was expecting Backlash, but anyway.
Rage 2 will probably fill... If it comes out this year, will probably fill your post-apocalyptic needs this year. If it comes out.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't come out, Fallout 3 might be re-released or something. I don't know.
Or something.
Or just play other post-apocalyptic. I'm going to stop trying to say that word.
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, I said it once. You can just... Aaron's going to loop that every time I try to say it.
Yeah.
He's not actually going to do that.
There's a...
I'm not even going to listen to this.
We haven't really seen anything from Metro. We saw the one kind of trailer gameplay.
Yeah, it was great.
And it was great. And then that's it. We haven't heard anything from it.
Was that
gameplay, though? It was like...
I feel like it might have been like doctored game footage that was like running on a supercomputer.
You're probably right.
Jesus.
I think that was an engine. Like they released tech demos of that running in real time.
So violent.
I love this. More. It needs more violence. More. All the violence.
Haha. Yeah. Yeah, it looked cool, but I don't think that was at any form of a playable state.
Maybe not.
So, I can see them needing a bit more time to work on it. I don't know. Who's making it anyway? I don't even know the studio.
I've never been able to remember the name.
Boskies. Oh, no!
Oh, no, that's why I got delayed.
What were they working on before they got shut down?
Radical Heights.
What?
Remember that game, Radical Heights, that Battle Royale game that looked like GTA?
Oh, yeah.
That popped up on Steam like a couple of weeks ago, and we're like, hey, look at this retarded game.
Yeah.
And then it's like Cliffy B's like, we made this to not go out of business, and then they went out of business anyway.
Speaking of PUBG, and those kind of games, battle royale games, apparently Call of Duty 4, I read according to rumors, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, sorry, is going to be a PUBG clone.
Call of Duty 4 too.
Well, it's not going to be a PUBG clone, but it will have battle royale mode, as far as I know.
I saw the
leave it to Activision to jog sweatily after.
Well, we can jump down to there if you want.
Well, just because it came up naturally in the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess what we know is Battle Royale mode, probably. No campaign. Microtransactions, like in the last Call of Duty. On PC, it will be available exclusively on Blizzard's Battle.net. It will not be on Steam.
Whatever.
It sounds like, to me anyway, they're making it objectively worse in every way.
Yes. Yes, it's going to fail miserably. Except it's not, because it's Call of Duty.
Well, I don't know about that. I think if this is Activision's way to trying to get their foot into the battle arena door, I think they might be half-assing it, and then also a little bit too late, because whatever audiences haven't been already snatched up by PUBG, they're absolutely being snatched up by Fortnite, which is dominating right now.
Yes, but it's Call of Duty.
I don't know, though, because
Call of Duty sells, man.
Are they the same? Is that the same audience, though? Maybe. Probably.
It probably is, yeah.
We'll have to wait and see.
That's how monocles work, but anyway. Yeah, I saw the gameplay trailer. Yeah, it's like you hold a thing up to your eye and then shoot. It's like that's not how it works.
It's how it works for this guy. He's like a sharpshooter. Man, he had diarrhea and you shot him in the head. Or
blew his chest open or something.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That helps immensely.
Yeah, I saw the gameplay trailer. I don't even know what it is. Like,
it's like just... Like
is it modern? Is it future? What the hell is it?
It's future. If you like the fast-paced
like old
multiplayer
tanks in it and
combat
stuff.
of the last few Call of Duties, not World War II. It seems to be more of the same. So, like the super wall running.
It's like Titanfall without the Titans.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh man,
That's kind of.
I'm really hoping for a Titanfall 3, but I know if it
won't
comes
get
out,
it.
Not now, you won't. Not until Star Wars 10 million comes out.
Oh yeah, they're working on a Star Wars game.
are they?
I think so. Yeah, Respawn is.
I'm excited for that. Maybe it'll be like Titanfall, but he'll be like, I'm a chicken walker commander.
Maybe it'll be
There's
just.
an unbreakable bond between me and my chicken walker.
You know what it'll be? It'll be like identical to Battlefront, but it won't be called Battlefront. It'll just be another Star Wars shooter,
Yeah.
multiplayer shooter. But it won't be Battlefront because
Here's
we'll
the
get another
story that's
Battlefront.
mostly boring.
It'll be like Titanfall, but your Titan has lightsabers now.
Remember the Battle of Jakku, that really interesting sounding battle that apparently saw the defeat of the Empire last for months? You get 5 minutes in it. There you go.
Yeah.
We got the Battle of Jakku and Battlefront 2. And I think they
That's what
did
I'm
it.
talking about. You got 5 minutes in it.
Nah, it was
And you're
longer
like,
than that.
please, sir, may I have
That was like the longest level in the game.
No, fuck off.
Yeah, it was like a
Give us
4-hour
money.
game.
That was longer than that. Well, maybe not. That was a good level, though. I think they did the Battle of Jakku justice.
I would have liked to seen more.
Yeah, I agree, but I think they did it justice.
They could have done like a space part, and then an air part, and then a land part, and then like you beat.
They did a lot of flying and on foot stuff.
Yeah.
Like they mixed it up. It was great.
I will say,
Guys, as an impartial third party here, EA should fuck off.
Also, the only time that I've ever seen it done, it shows, movies, games, whatever, you got to run on the outside of a Star Destroyer, and that
yes.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
was
when
cool.
you haul the Star Destroyer down as in Force Awakens, that's
As
almost
Star
like doing
Killer.
that.
Yeah. He didn't haul it out of the sky, okay? He simply
Hauled it out of the sky.
No, he didn't. He redirected a crashing Star Destroyer.
it wasn't crashing.
In the novel it was.
Well, in the game, it
Okay.
wasn't crashing.
Okay, yeah.
Remember how
I think he says
Anakin
it
was
in the
portrayed
game,
as being like the most powerful Force user that ever existed?
Die, asshole.
And then this one
really.
random dude on Kashyyyk is just like, oh, I'm a kid and I'm much more powerful than Anakin Skywalker. And then he beats the shit out of Darth Vader, and then he beats the shit out of the Emperor, the other most powerful Force user of all time, and currently the most powerful Force user in the galaxy. And he just beats the two of them up handily, and then he loses for some reason. And then his clone does the same thing in the second game.
Yeah,
Remember
that stuff is a little bit less...
I didn't like the second game. I did like Galen Merrick as a character, though. I thought he was pretty well done.
Yeah, but they didn't need...
He was overpowered for sure, but I did like him.
That'd be like being like... Remember this one random character who's able to go up to Thanos and just beat the shit out of Thanos and just like... do you remember Captain Spectacular? He just beat the shit out of Thanos in the second movie.
Yeah, man, where's Graviton fighting Thanos, huh?
Graviton would lose.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, he would.
No, he wouldn't.
With the Infinity Gauntlet, he would lose. He's probably dead, is what happened. He probably ended
fuck
up one of
do
the
I get
people who
out of here?
got turned into dust.
Nah. He would have kicked his ass.
No. I know Graviton. He's not that powerful. Maybe if he didn't have the Infinity Gauntlet, then it would be a much more even fight.
I mean, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it depends. It's really a matter of like who pulls the trigger first. Like,
Well, what are his powers in the show? Because they might be different from the comics.
okay,
'Cause in
well,
the
they
comics, he
recently
just
introduced Graviton and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you have no idea what we're talking about.
Who the hell's Graviton?
And-
He's a gravity controlling villain.
There's an element
pretty powerful.
in the Marvel universe called gravitonium,
Of course there is.
They introduced. Oh Jesus! They introduced it in the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they're finally getting back around to that storyline now. Anyway, so this guy consumes a bunch of gravitonium, and it becomes Graviton, and his powers are basically manipulate gravity on any scale. So like, fly, crush a dude into a ball, flick people off, prevent people from moving stuff. Moving vehicles. What are you doing?
Is it a suppository? Is that how he consumes it?
No, it's there's a whole fucking thing to explain. Anyway, he got into this machine, and anyway, the Hydra built this machine to do a thing, and he ended up using it instead. Anyway, so he became
Oh.
yeah.
He's pretty powerful though.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking powerful. So I feel like
I mean, he thought Thor and Hulk and kind of was able to go toe-to-toe with these two guys. But he's not... I don't think he's Thanos. I don't think he's quite Thanos level.
not
Also, he's
Thanos
not
level
in
with
the
the
movies.
gauntlet. But if he could like pull Thanos' arms apart so he couldn't make a fist to like use the gauntlet, then like I don't know.
But Thanos could just snap his fingers anyway and kill half.
But
the
not if he
universe.
can't move his hand.
Remember the part when Galavant came down? It was Immigrant's song. He was
Yeah.
"Ah."
I'm still sour about that.
Thor
That song
shows
should have
up.
been in the movie.
Thor shows up, and then 2 seconds later, Graviton shows up in front. Like, who the fuck is this? It's like he just kills Thanos in 2 seconds.
That would have been such a good scene. It was prime. It was ready for the song to kick in when Thor came back.
Shrek had a better use of
I don't know if they.
Immigrant's song than that.
It would have been cool. Maybe if they did like a little bit more subtle, like not orchestral, but a little bit more subtle version of it.
Sure,
To just
some version of it, but
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok made that song Thor's theme, as far as I'm concerned. So
Yeah.
it's like, if you're not going to use it, that's wasted opportunity.
I do have a minor problem with that movie, aside from some...
Thor Ragnarok?
No,
Avengers.
yeah. I thought that a lot of the great characterization of Thor in the first in Thor Ragnarok, that the great like development that he
It all went to see it in the in Avengers. Yeah,
they were
I
like,
know.
oh man, he's got his hair cut and he has an eye
Lost
patch
his
now and
eye.
he lost his hammer, but he's even more powerful now. Than he's like, oh, I got a new eye and a new hammer. Oh, all right.
In the next one, he'll have his hair back too.
Yeah. Here's a wig. Oh.
I wonder if that had anything to do with like they had written the script for Infinity War like 5 years ago, and then they saw Ragnarok. They're like,
Oh
"The
shit!
fuck did you do?
We should have showed this guy the script for the
Thor's
Avengers.
supposed to do all
Also,
this
he ends
shit."
up he ends up the leader of the. He's like, you are now the leader of the last of the Asgardians. You are the
30
last.
seconds
hope."
later,
they're
we're
all
all
dead. 30 seconds after Ragnarok, the Ragnarok ends. They're all dead.
Thor doesn't give a shit.
No, and all the
Better get a new
gladiators
hammer.
too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey Adam, are you excited for Shenmue III?
No.
Well, good, because it's not coming anytime soon.
Good. I don't get Shenmue.
Were you excited,
I
Andrew?
don't get this game.
I don't know, Aaron. I don't know.
Everyone's
I loved Shenmue 2 back when I played it on the OG Xbox.
Oh.
I wasn't a cool kid with the Dreamcast, so I couldn't play it back then. But when it came out on Xbox, I played it, and I really enjoyed it. It was
Okay.
a really weird game, and I loved it.
Okay.
It's just like a life simulator though, isn't it?
Well, no, it's a story. Like it's very much a narrative kung fu game. So
With a lot of waiting around.
there is a fair bit of waiting around. Basically, you're trying to track this guy down that killed your father. I don't know if you know the story at all.
I don't care, so keep going.
And in the second one, you end up traveling to Hong Kong, and you're trying to track a guy down, and you really have no idea where he is.
John Woo?
No,
No.
but you are trained in some form of martial art. I don't know what it is. But it's made by the guy that was behind Virtua Fighter.
Ooh, Virtua Fighter, the best fighting game.
A lot of people liked Virtua Fighter, but it, like the combat is very much typical fighting game combat with the adventure aspect where you're walking around the city talking to people. It's got bad dialogue, pretty bad writing.
Oh man,
It's got a good story. I enjoyed the story, but like, the translation's not great, and the voice acting is pretty bad at sometimes. But I loved it for what it was, and I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the third one. But my expectations aren't super high.
Yeah.
The fact that they're making it at all is miraculous, though. It's like, whoa!
This is Sega, right?
I don't know if it's.
I think it's
Sega
just
or what.
like that private studio and Sony.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Don't know. I feel like if it was Sega, it would have been on other things. I think
Yeah.
Sony owns
It is coming to
the rights
PC.
to-
Why
Yeah,
did the
that's true.
Dreamcast fail?
You could pirate games easily. There was no block.
Was that it?
That was a huge reason. You can just download the ROM and burn it to a disc and play it instantly.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Also came out at a pretty bad time because
Yeah.
the next-gen consoles were just around the corner.
Well, it was a next-gen console.
Yeah,
wasn't
it technically is in the same generation as the PS2, and that should tell you a huge reason of
it was not as good looking.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you will, but the PlayStation 2 was not a powerhouse. But it looked like iotas better than the fucking.
We should do some Dreamcast games.
No.
I think we should. Dinosaur Island. You'd love that.
Did what you wanted me to do, game. Fuck you.
Lars Von Trier. Do you like him? Do you like his movies?
I actually don't like Lars
He's
Von
the worst
Trier.
director of all time.
I won't go that far because.
Well, seeing as Roy's
Michael
not here,
Bay
I may as well
exists.
shit on him.
But
Have you ever seen a Lars Von Trier movie?
I
don't
tried to
think
sat
so.
down and watched what's
Antichrist?
No, Melancholia. Is that the one
Okay,
with
Melancholia.
How do I
Yeah.
the 6 minutes
How do I
of
finish?
slow mo at the beginning?
I suppose.
I think
I got
so,
through that, but the problem I have with Lars Von Trier, and I will admit he's a good director in terms of like his I can see why
He
other
definitely
people like
has
him,
a style.
but I don't like his style. I hate that. I really don't like that overly sad, vermouth, that kind of like dour, very mean spirited, almost kind of indie. Like tone that isn't present in a lot of his movies. I don't like that, and I feel like a lot of his films I feel similar to his films as I do about
Good job, Aaron.
I was turning, but-
writers where like I read a review for a book a little while ago, and I can't remember what the book was called, but the guy reviewing it said this was one of the most difficult books I've ever had to get through. The writing was so complicated and so hard to move through that sometimes it physically hurt for me to pick the book up. That's how good it is. I'm like, is it? Is a piece of media that you feel physically ill picking up and attempting to read, is that a good piece of media? I don't know if I want to answer that question, but I would.
If that's what it's supposed to do.
I suspect, but like
Mission complete.
I mean, Yahtzee said it best. I mean, you can rub shit on your face for as an artistic statement all you want, but you still smell like shit.
And it's probably racist.
All right, but like
It is 2018.
yeah. But anyway, I'm not a huge fan of his style. Although I will say this movie seemed to be a bit. I'm more interested in this film than any of his others, mainly because he looks to be. Like, it looks to be lighter in tone.
Apparently, it's really gross.
Oh.
Apparently, people are walking out of this movie.
Are they?
That's what I've read.
What is it with these fucking indie indie developers? Indie.
It is Sundance. I think people just walk out of movies at Sundance.
Well, maybe, but, like, at the same time, like, there's a lot of, like indie films that I've read about. They're not even horror films, they're just indie films. And then, like, it'd be like some like French woman who's like a coming of age story about how she moves to Paris. And it'll be all going fine and dandy, and then there's like a 25-minute graphic rape scene, and then she gets her throat slit open and realizes that the whole film was some sort of flashback, and that the blood is oozing out onto the camera, and it's just like, what the fuck, man? Why is every film got to be like this at these fucking festivals?
I don't know.
They're not, by the way, obviously.
Well, I mean, Sundance or like the indie scene offers directors a chance to get weird with their movies, right? Like a movie like that or like this will never be made by a major studio, and it's like that's what the developers want. That's what the directors want to make.
I'm not criticizing the fact that these directors are making, although it sounds like I am. I'm not criticizing that these directors are doing that because I mean, like, obviously, I'm glad that I'm happy to see other people. Other types of films and, like, unique concepts come into film or any form of art, really. I'm just saying it's not personally to my taste because it gets to a point for me where it becomes so dour and so dark and so miserable. I'm like, come on. Like, I'm not enjoying this at all. So, I don't know. Sue me.
You should watch Nymphomaniac to see Shia LaBeouf give it to some chick.
Car's freaking out a bit there, Aaron.
That's fine. Does that.
What else is here? Oh yeah, the movie's
Shitload
called
of
The House
stuff.
That Jack Built. Matt Dillon is in it.
He's yeah.
I thought that Matt Damon at first. Like, Jesus, that's some CG ass face on this guy. And then
you ever remember The Outsiders, Aaron? We had to read the book, but there was a movie as well.
I didn't read that. No, I didn't see that.
Oh, he was in that.
What was The Outsiders? Was that the
Pony
Greaser
Boy?
one?
Remember Pony Boy?
Nope.
The character Pony Boy.
Was it the Greasers ones with the
Yes.
heaters? They had heaters? I remember that, yeah.
What was the
They had a Corvair. I remember that much.
Sure.
Worst car GM ever made.
He's a serial killer or something, isn't he? Or he's trying to become a serial killer?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a serial killer. And he just
from what I got from the trailer is that he's a serial killer that like gets away with everything by luck.
Yeah, and I think his killings get more and more convoluted.
I think it's like he's trying to get
the further the movie
caught.
goes on.
Yeah.
He's trying to get caught, but he lucks into not getting caught every time.
I mean, that sounds interesting. I will say, I fucking hate the line at the beginning of that trailer where she's like, "You could be anybody. You could be a serial killer."
And he kills her.
And then he kills her. I'm like, well, terrible writing, because you'd be like, you could be this one
Fuck, I
thing
gotta
that
go.
you
I feel like
definitely
that was. I think that was a tongue-in-cheek line.
It
I
probably
don't think
is,
it was
but it came
meant to be.
It didn't come across like that.
I'd have to see it in context of the
You
film.
could be
I think.
anybody. You could be Darth Vader. Open fire!
Hey Aaron.
God damn it.
Hey Aaron.
Yeah, oh shit.
Are you excited for the new Soulcalibur game?
Oh man, you know I am.
Solo Caliber.
Oh man, I bet he's gonna be in it.
So Yoshimitsu is going to be in the new Soulcalibur
man,
game.
my favorite
Surprise!
bodybuilder,
He's
man.
been in every other one.
I was like, is that news?
Hey,
Like,
Adam.
hey, surprise!
I didn't
Did
know
you
that.
know that Heihachi's going to be in the next Tekken? Actually, that would be a surprise because he kind of died.
Yeah,
in this
he's a dead bitch.
For this one.
Hey Adam, are you excited? Are you by chance excited for Lord of the Rings on Amazon?
I'm interested to see what they do with it because I'm hoping that they're going to do some sort of adaptation of the Silmarillion and do that kind of story.
What if I told you it focused on young Aragorn?
That might be interesting.
Oh, I was expecting you to vomit.
As his time as a member of the Duodyne Rangers, that could be a bit interesting.
what?
The Duodyne Rangers.
Open your ears.
Isn't that what they're called?
I heard you. I'm just
Do a dime.
trying to figure out why the fuck it's called that.
Can you get to something interesting in this
Do a
game?
dime, you asshole.
I gotta do all the beginning quests.
Anyway, according to a tweet by someone involved on the project, it's going to be focused on young Aragorn.
Doing a young Sheldon thing.
Oh Jesus!
See, I can kind of see how that might be interesting. Just because, he's up in the north battling monsters, and, he's rejecting his destiny even though he got that in the films. And
he breaks
I can
his
kind of
foot.
see that being,
But this isn't related to the films, right? So they
No.
got to cover all that ground again in the show, right?
Yeah.
Why isn't it about Sauron and shit?
Because it's about young Aragorn.
It could easily be about the Silmarillion and about there's Sauron's rise to power, which would be fucking awesome.
won't be.
And the first war between the
Yeah, but
men and the-
Aragorn's 150 though, isn't he?
Yeah.
So-
No, that's what I'm saying. Don't have it be about Aragorn at all. Have it be about Sauron's rise to power.
Yeah,
originally.
all of the fucking lore that they have prior to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Have it be about it fucking Aragorn.
I don't think you could do the early Silmarillion stuff where it's a bit too high because
Like
that's
the birth of Gandalf and stuff like that.
well, yeah, because
Yeah.
that's more that's
Did he
less
get,
fantasy
farted out
and
of a
more
raven
just
or something?
mythology
Pretty
at that
much.
point. I don't think
Sweet.
you can really make a film that's just mythology.
Yeah.
But the Sauron stuff there's some interesting stuff you could do there.
That's part of why I enjoyed the story of at least the first Middle Earth game, the Shadow of Mordor,
Yeah,
where it has to do with what's his name?
Celebrimbor.
Celebrimbor, the guy that made
Ringmaker.
the ring. Did he make all the rings or just the one ring?
He made the. Sorry, Sauron showed him how to do it. Sauron showed him how to.
Sharon, yeah.
The progressive 2018 version of Sauron.
how to make these rings.
Sharon.
And so he made the 3 for the elves, and then
Okay.
Sauron was like, "Aha! I've actually tricked you all along. And as soon as you put these rings on, I'll take control of your mind with my ring." And
Hey,
he just
Vault
takes
Boy
his ring off, and
Bobblehead.
Sauron's like, "Hey, you can't take that off!" And he does anyway, and he's like, "Fuck!"
And he tries to do it on the dwarves, and the dwarves are like, I guess somebody's trying to mind control us. And then it just doesn't work. He's like, fuck! And then he does it to the humans. The humans are like, I guess we're working for you now. He's like, aha, excellent, I found the perfect species.
And then you make your own and shadow.
Worse than elves in every way. Except for the fact that they get shit done.
Oh man, Adam.
What?
There's a new Halo game coming out.
Oh, cool. Really?
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
This guy's happy
It's
about
a
it.
new Halo game. It's called Fireteam Raven.
And it's available on iOS this week.
It's not, though.
No, I know it's not.
It's an
even
arcade
worse.
game.
It's even worse. You can't play it.
It's like a physical arcade game to go to an arcade with.
That seems like a very odd
It's got turrets.
It's a light gun.
Light gun game.
It's a light gun game at Dave and Buster's. So
Yeah.
wherever
That
the
seems-
fuck those are.
You ever go to Dave and Buster's, Adam?
No, I don't even know what that is. I've never heard of it before.
Nobody knows. Except Dave and Buster, I suppose.
I talked to him.
I that's a very odd move for the series to take, considering that there should be a mainstream Halo game coming out this year. Jesus Christ, dude, we get it. You're the mayor. Calm down with the whole fucking town. He comes in. Well, I've never seen you here in this plum ticking town before. I'm
just a simple country boy.
I'm just a simple country man out here doing mayor stuff. He's always staying like that in the office, not doing anything, waiting for somebody to come in. And he's like, oh, well, boy, you best get on out there and do some fest quest for me, or I'm going to have to plumb tick you out of town.
Plum tick you.
Anyway, yeah, Dave and Buster. Hey, Battlefield 5 announced, Aaron? I don't know a bunch about this.
I don't think we...
Battle 5.
I don't think any of us do at this point.
Battle 5 Field.
Battle 5 : Field. I don't think they've announced anything at this point other than that it exists.
I love the title. It's great.
What is it?
Battlefield 5. It's such a good title for a Battlefield game. We have Battlefield 4, then we have Battlefield 1, now we have Battlefield 5. It's great. Super good.
We went from Battlefield 1942. Well, there was a Battlefield 2. I'll give them that.
There was a 2, 3, and 4, then 1.
Yeah.
There was also a bunch of ones in between, like Vietnam and...
Vietnam was an expansion to
Was it?
Bad Company.
No, it wasn't.
No, there was... I
That
thought there was
came out
a...
way after Vietnam.
I thought Vietnam came out, like, long before that. Anyway, there was that one, and then there was the Bad Company games.
There was a Vietnam expansion for Bad Company.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you are right. There's the one after 1942, I think, was Vietnam, and then it was 2142.
Yeah.
Then Then it was
That one, I
2,
forget what that
3, 4, 1, 5.
No, it was 2 Bad Company 1,
Right.
3 Bad Company 2, 4, 1, 5.
There you go.
But
We're Battle 5 experts.
if you look at all of the numbered games, like the games that have physical
Well, howdy
numbers in
there.
them, they've kind of gone in order with warfare. So, like, one was World War One, the first one was 1942, so that was World War Two. And then,
Is this one going to be about World War 5?
no, two, 3, 4 were all about, like, modern combat, right?
Yeah.
So I would assume this one will be as well. But
Yeah, except rumor was this one takes place in World War II.
oh, does it?
Yeah.
So what? All right, they should.
So,
why don't they
who
just make
knows?
Battlefield 1944 then?
I don't know.
Well, I reckon I don't know there, Aaron. I'm just a simple mayor here of this small town, welcoming you here. And I just wanted to say, if you see any kind of funny business going on, you all just
Funny
better put your
business.
head down and mind your own business.
1943
we like to
was
mind our
great.
business in this here town.
I really enjoyed 1943.
Yeah, it seemed good.
It was like a good.
It
return
should have
to
been
form.
more like it should have been a full release. I
Yeah,
think.
more stuff. Yeah.
Adam,
That's why
are you
44 would be
excited
cool.
for Magnum PI?
So, Magnum PI, for those of you who weren't familiar, was a really great TV show, probably, that came out in the 80s. I saw some episodes of it.
You've never seen Magnum PI?
I've seen some episodes of it, but it came out like 10 years before I
I've
was
seen
born.
some episodes. You've never seen it.
And it's about a private detective in Hawaii, and who teams up with some like outrageous characters, and they solve outrageous crimes in his Ferrari.
Oh man, Jesus!
And it
A
was, was it
modern
Tom
Magnum
Selleck?
PI with
Was it Tom
modern
Selleck?
Hawaii.
Sure was.
A modern Hawaii.
So so CBS is bringing it back,
It'll be
and
Tom Selleck driving over lava in his Ferrari.
and it takes place in Hawaii. Rest in peace. What's crazy is just getting to that. Yesterday or on Thursday, by the time this podcast goes out, Hawaii, the volcano on the Big Island in Hawaii exploded. I was on that volcano taking pictures of the spot that exploded a year to the day before that.
Can you imagine if it took you a year to react? You'd be like, "Oh my god," you'd still be there.
Yeah,
That's
crazy though.
I think. So what you're saying is season 2 of Magnum PI is going to take place in a post-apocalyptic
I
wasteland.
hope so. Like,
Oh man,
it's like Tom says, like we need to figure out who stole all the guzzle. We need to figure out where the guzzling went. Do you think it could have been Sophie, the owner of the bookstore? Or do you think it could have been, Papa Sunbeam over there being like, "Oh, I've lived in this society for too long."
Papa Sunbeam.
I don't know. Not Papa in terms of a parental figure, but Papa Sunbeam.
Wasn't that Immortan Joe? Was that the main,
Yes,
main guy in Fury
Immortan
Road?
Joe. Papa Sunbeam. That's it.
I wasn't.
I'm gonna make a Fallout 4 mod, and he's gonna be the villain.
It sounds like
Papa Sunbeam.
it sounds like a milk company or something. Just the quality you've come to expect from Papa Sunbeam.
You can taste the difference quality makes. You can taste the difference quality makes in Papa Sunbeam. But there's so the trailer begins. There's a new trailer. I recommend everyone go to watch, especially if you're a writer, because it shows you what not to do as a writer. It's fucking awful.
It was pretty
First
bad,
off, it's the whitest, most focused group shit I've ever seen.
He's
in my
not
life.
white though. I don't think.
No, but the whole thing is white.
Especially with that white meat joke.
Yeah,
But it's just like.
the other white meat.
But the whole thing is be like, who likes this show? People who read John Grisham novels. Let's do that. And so instead of having I'm not gonna say that Magnum PI was like the greatest TV show of all time, but I feel like it had some character.
I mean, it had Tom Selleck in it.
This has nothing. It's just fucking milquetoast is your main character, and he goes around like this is how they describe him in the show. He like the fucking Red Bull guy. He jumps out of a spaceship, and Halo jumps into North Korea, and then the guy's like, "You may have said that Halo jumped into North Korea, but you didn't say there was no planets there." And then it cuts to a narration of him driving a Ferrari over the
I never got
the
that
coastline.
joke at all.
It wasn't a joke. There was no joke to get. It was just the fucking writers thinking that they're
You
so
didn't say
fucking
there were no planets.
Yeah, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
It literally does not make
sense. So he's driving
sense.
this fucking Ferrari over the fucking, coastline of Hawaii. So immediately you already don't like this guy because he's instantly got a better life than you, unlike Tom Selleck, who was relatable because he had a rockin' mustache. And he's like, what was it?
He wasn't relatable so much as you wanted to be him.
Yeah. But in this guy, he's just such an asshole. Where it's like when
you want to hate this
when
guy,
I'm not in
beat
when
him.
I'm not in
Be him. I mean.
when I'm not being a special agent for the for the CIA and inspiring novels by a award-winning best-selling novelist, I'm currently provide security for his resort here on Hawaii.
Hawaii Island.
Yeah, which is actually the name of the island.
Oh.
It's the one that exploded.
Oh, I was making a joke.
No,
I'm not very well educated in terms of Hawaii.
He's probably on Oahu, which is where Honolulu is and stuff.
The Big Island is just called Hawaii, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why they call it the Big Island, so there's no confusion.
Well, I've done and made a fool of myself.
Yeah.
I've done.
I mean, I will say that
This simple country man has made a fool of himself.
I will say that for a network TV show, it looks to be shot like there's clearly money behind it.
Yeah, but Galavant was competently shot. Galavant had some character.
Yeah, but
behind
this
it.
Here's the
like-
problem with Galavant, though, and why it inevitably failed.
Nobody watched it.
It was a medieval musical, Adam. A medieval musical comedy.
No. It was a medieval comedy fantasy musical.
Oh,
That's why nobody watched
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
It wasn't. I mean, that was shot as well as anything else on ABC.
Yeah.
This seems to be like if you showed me this, I'd be like, oh, this is a movie.
Well, it is by the director of some of the Fast and the Furious movies.
So like clearly they have good cameras and.
But then
a good
hire some
production
better writers. It's like the whole thing is awful because it's like
Yeah.
also there's one other person in my group of friends.
And she's a real pain in my...
Yeah.
Whoa!
And
That's
like
also probably
the
how
first
it's
shot of her
edited
is
as
doing like a
well.
rising cobra yoga pose where it's like, look at her boobs, look at her fucking boobs.
And she's British.
Yeah,
she's,
of course.
She's
She had to look smart compared to you.
She's a member of our Majesty's kingdom.
Yeah, she's like four. So like the main characters in this show apparently are this guy who Halo jumps into North Korea for some reason, inspires best-selling novels, and acts as private security for this writer, and then he has an ex-Navy SEAL pal, a Marine decorated Black Ops Special Forces helicopter pilot, some criminal dude, and then this ex-British secret agent who is a property manager now, and they don't get along at all. They don't like each other at all.
Wow, he's just like me.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch this now.
Isn't it? And the only good part of the trailer is when they bring in the original Magnum PI theme, because that's generally like a good theme. But
I
they're not
didn't
going to
watch
use that.
long enough to get to.
They're not going to use that in the show because the show's theme is going to be like dum, and that's it, and it'll be like just a title card.
I was also wondering how much of the trailer was the pilot.
No, it'll be like Latino, like maracas and shit, because that's what Hawaii sounds like.
To answer your question, Aaron, is going to be all of it's going to be
Because it's like clearly all the
pilot.
money's spent on this because they destroy like 3 cars in that trailer.
Yeah.
It's like these are Ferraris. One of them definitely got destroyed. One of them I'm pretty sure is CG because the car is probably worth $500,000 at this point. And it's like, okay, they had money for the CG and money to destroy a $250,000 Ferrari. Like, it's just...
when I'm not destroying $250,000 Ferraris and ruining CBS.
Is this like a common occurrence on this show? How much money did they throw at it? Holy shit.
We're gonna skip this.
I
next topic,
fuck. I
think.
want to make a show that's as bad as that. Being
Yeah.
Like, when I'm not out
What if it's awesome?
banging your.
Sally, God damn it.
I hope it isn't. I just.
It's not out yet. What if it's great?
But when I'm not out currently banging the number one on your celebrities that I would bang list,
I'm banging your girlfriend.
or driving around in my hypercar,
He's a douchebag, but I'm happy for him.
I'm currently inspiring the new Fast and the Furious movie and high-fiving James Bond. I have with me my friends. Daryl, he's an astronaut. Susie, she knows Kung Fu and is fluent in over 60 languages. And she's smoking hot. We don't get along, though. And then there's Steve. He's a talking tiger.
Wow.
We all hang out together on the most beautiful island in the world, Hawaii, but sometimes we go to Dubai, and sometimes we go to Paris, and sometimes we go to New York.
Our lives are hard. Tune in. Sunday nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Oh yeah, here's a big thing, or a cool thing. Microsoft is going to launch something called an adaptive controller. Have you seen this?
Ooh, no. Is it inspiring novels, best-selling novels?
No.
Okay.
What it is, it's a controller for people that are
People that have limited mobility.
they're limited mobility.
written-
I was gonna say
It's written on the page.
mobilely challenged.
Bodily challenge.
Mobilely.
Oh.
What would be the right word there?
Limited mobility.
Limited mobility.
Limited mobility is the okay. For people with limited
That's
mobility.
cool. Good for them. Jesus. The
So
frame
what?
rate.
I like it because it looks like a record scratch table. It's this big square thing, rectangle, with two
Like Roy's fighting stick.
two touchpads on it.
Oh, cool.
With
I didn't know you had limited mobility,
I don't even know
Rory.
if there are a lot of buttons on the thing, but it's for people that lack mobility.
That's cool.
So they can still
Nice
use
work,
the controller. It's for Windows as well, so they can use it for
Games and stuff.
games and stuff. And I guess just generally using a computer, they can
Good.
They can do.
That's a
with
good
this
thing they've done.
Yes, and they're not. I guess they're not really patenting it either.
Open source controller.
It is, yeah.
So other people can like make stuff.
Yeah, what's
Good for
the
them.
guy in charge? What's his name?
Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer. He came out and said like Yeah, we don't even care. We're not putting it out to be like, oh, we're the only people that have this. It's like we're putting it out there, and if somebody wants to build on our technology, we more than welcome that, because that means more people are able to play.
Wow, what a refreshing fucking attitude.
Yes. He's awesome. He's a great guy.
Yeah, just winning some brownie points there with the public.
Yeah.
You think he's doing that, and he was like, okay, build this up. It's like, and also Halo 6. Here we go. What? Hey, what is this?
Halo 6 exclusively on the adaptive controller.
It's a little shitty like Tamagotchi pixel game.
Yeah.
It's one of those like McDonald's Happy Meal games, like these super LED ones. Like,
Very obviously only like 3 positions for the Master Chief to be in.
That's cool. Hey, are you guys excited for Red Dead Redemption 2?
I am.
Nah, not really.
No.
No?
Well, you're
I
in luck,
gotcha.
Aaron, because you don't
Oh.
even have to. You don't have to play a shitty game like Red Dead Redemption.
Thank God.
You can jump on and play a good old Western game, something called Wild West Online, which
Ooh.
is on early access now.
I think what you've done. Okay. As I was gonna say, I think what you've done is fucked yourself. Is it good?
No.
Oh.
Have you played it?
No, I've seen a fair bit of it played though.
Why in the post-apocalyptic did everyone's like, okay, wait, where it's the post-apocalypse, the world is destroyed. All right, we need to pick a theme for our town. Old West. I heard Old West. That's what we're going with.
Honestly,
and a guy was
honestly, if it was the post-apocalypse, why wouldn't you be on board for an Old West?
I guess just
thing.
to change. Do you think like the Mad Max guys are coming over with like colanders and tires taped to them?
Yes.
They're getting mad at these guys. Like, hang on, why do they get to have 3-piece suits?
Adam, I'm telling you, the second the nukes drop, I'm cutting up my tires and I'm stapling them to my body.
That's what I've always said. Like, people are always like, you know, like how do you survive the post-apocalypse? And I forget who said it first, but he had a really good point. You got to go immediately right into like full-on apocalypse mode. So as soon as the power goes out in my house, it might even just be like there's something wrong with just my lines. I'm killing and eating the neighbors
yes.
and sticking their skulls out in my
get
fucking
tires
lawn.
all
Where
over
are
your
their
body.
faces?
Yeah.
You're getting shot. It's like, oh, the tires do nothing. Fuck.
Like, just make a suit, a face suit.
Like the fucking you know
Piece of tire with coals cut in it.
Yeah, no, just a whole bodysuit, just
the fucking
of
O'Days
stitched together faces.
the fucking O'Days next door be like, oh, the power went out, and they're hearing me next door going like, oh, I will live for the gates of Valhalla and chase the lines of Elysium. I am Purple Sunbeam.
Open the window.
Bow before me.
It's like a truck hit a pole. Like, oh, I got it. Thanks.
Next time, It's like why don't we go to the center of St. John's anymore? It's like, oh, we don't go there. That's Papa Sunbeam's territory.
Papa
Nobody comes
Sunbeam's
back from
territory.
that.
You got a big neon sign, Papa Sunbeam, and it's you giving a thumbs up.
Jesus. Terrifying.
It's like, that seems nice, and it cuts over. And
Go
I'm like,
inside. You got like a flayed corpse hanging from your ceiling.
from the ceiling fan.
He's just slowly spinning around.
Flayed Man brought to you by
Oh,
Papa
nice,
Sunbeam.
please.
It's like, so I'm guessing you went with the Mad Max theme. I'm like, no, this is 80s, like retro 80s. Is that not clear? I say, is there like
exactly
skulls and
God
like
damn it.
tires and everything?
Would you
People with
mind?
gas
Would you
masks?
mind locking the door behind you? I'd hate to chase you down.
Oh man. So what's wrong
I'm
with
absolutely
this?
making Papa Sunshine in some sort of game or novel.
Sunbeam. Papa Sunbeam.
I made the character. You can be whatever I want.
So what's this Wild West game? What's wrong with it?
It's jank, like jank as hell.
What?
What?
Janky. It's
Oh.
super janky. Nothing but jank. That's
What?
that's actually the subtitle.
What do you mean? No, like frame rate or like?
Well, there's nothing in it.
Oh,
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah,
Is it an
there's-
acid flip?
I don't think
it's
it's
not. I don't think it's an.
I don't
asset
think it's
flip.
asset flip, but there's like no game.
I think. Well, from what I've seen, it's very much like a role play.
It's
Type of
only
game.
PvP.
Yeah.
Like there's no like all the towns are empty apart from players, by which there are like 4. And
Yeah, they might have undercut how many people are going to be playing it.
Yeah, the world is
bit.
super empty. Graphics are shit. There's
I don't
like
think the graphics are that bad. They didn't seem that bad.
Do you think
anyway.
do you think they
I
did
don't know.
this?
I
So
there are
they-
like two faces you can choose from at the beginning.
Do you think they pushed out early? It was like
No, they
gosh,
didn't.
The game's not.
It's been in early access for like a year and a half,
Like, but the game.
or like some sort of closed beta or something.
Like the developers, like, all right, we're about to get started on our new Wild West game. There hasn't been one of these in a very long time, so we're hoping it's going to be able to tap into a pretty lucrative market. And then like, he's like, now to turn on the computer, it's like.
Red Dead Redemption 2
Announce it's just like post it now. It's like, but we don't even have the T
Yeah,
poses yet.
think
I
that
don't
was-
care. Post it.
That's pretty much what happened. I think is they announced there were screenshots from this Wild West game that came out, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's Red Dead Redemption 2," and then
Yeah.
it turned out it was this Wild West game.
Looking
And
at
then-
those images.
A couple weeks later, Red Dead Redemption 2 got announced, and they're like, "Oh fuck."
Oh goddamn it! Looking at those images now, I think they're like super doctored.
Yeah, it maybe.
I don't
I
think,
saw some.
I don't
gameplay,
think those
but
are gameplay images at
I
all.
haven't seen a whole lot of it, so. Yeah, that's too bad then.
Yeah.
That's a noisy ass thing you got, Adam's great.
Hey Aaron,
Yeah.
did you enjoy a little known game? You may be known as To the Moon.
What the fuck? I think my head grammatically exploded back
Wait.
back in that sentence.
Get ready for Jordan, guys. He's in this game also.
Is he?
Yep. There we go.
Oh!
Sorry, I gotta do the Jimmy Carr laugh.
It's like Pillsbury Doughboy if he became a 50-year-old British comedian. Also, I'm pretty sure that's just his dick and a thing that he pisses in. That like
Probably.
recycles it into water.
I mean, if you were the post-apocalypse and you were like a
definitely-
super fat guy and you had a machine that could hold your piss.
He definitely stole that out of like Star Wars.
That was just a
Divide, though,
dick
that like
heater.
movable chair, like still makes the X-wing noises or whatever.
If you could just shit and piss on your chair
oh man, it'd be
all
great.
the time.
I do anyway.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't go anywhere.
That's why it stinks.
Yeah.
Anyway, To the Moon is apparently
Oh
going to
my
become
God.
an animated film.
Yeah, I saw that. No, who's making it?
I don't know.
Oh. So is it
It's, as far as I know, it's kind of tight-lipped right now.
Oh. Well, hopefully it's got good production behind
Yeah,
it.
hopefully. It was a good story.
It was a cool
Although
game. Yeah.
I'm worried.
Was it based off the George Millet?
And as far as I know,
film?
it wasn't based on anything.
I think it was
Okay.
original story.
Yeah. I'm kind of worried that the story won't translate well to film.
Yeah,
because
maybe.
it's kind of like half of that emotional impact is you living through the events.
Yeah.
So what happens?
So it's about an old man whose dying wish, or his life goal, or his main wish through life was to get to visit the moon. And what you're basically, it takes place in the future, and your company dives into people's dreams, their memories on their deathbed,
Oh,
and they can manipulate memories and make people think they've achieved what they wanted to in life,
Oh.
so that they die happy. They die feeling fulfilled in life,
oh,
and it's about you going into this old man's dream and kind of making it seem like
he went to the moon.
he went to the moon, but you go
Hangs
back
in.
through his life, and
Yeah, there's more to it.
there's
than,
a whole
like,
lot more to it. You experience all his.
I'm assuming it's more like a walking sim than.
It's actually an RPG Maker game.
Yeah, not.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actually it's really well done because it's like they say in the story that like in order to figure out when the dream to go to the moon came about, they need to like go through his entire life.
Yeah.
And so you see him as like a kid and growing up and how he ended up like falling in love with his wife and
It's a
at
pretty,
one point like you
it's
need
a heartbreaking story.
to. Yeah, it's really well done.
It's not. There's no combat. It's an RPG Maker game, but there's no
There-
combat. It's just
There
walking
is
around.
there is combat, but I think it's an avoidable
Yeah.
set piece. It's almost like a Pokemon set piece.
Yeah.
it's kind of
You're
weird.
right at the beginning,
Yeah,
but immediately after, it's like this ain't no combat game.
yeah, but it's all just story and
It's good. You'd be able to
Stuff.
play it on Steam. I'm sure you can pick it up for like $2.
Yeah,
And the,
I'll pick it up at some point.
the
You can play
sequel
through
to
it in a
that-
few hours. It's pretty good.
It sounds kind of similar to. It sounds like it's got a very like Up theme, like the movie Up.
Yeah,
Which
kinda.
I still hold with the fact that the first 10 minutes of Up, same with the 10%
Oh yeah, I mean, if you
Wall-E,
want, if
are-
you're like ready to die, and you're like ready,
And you know
ready
I
to
am.
kill yourself, or you're like you're at the doctor ready for attempted suicide, and you're like, I don't know if I want to go through with this. I'm kind of like, maybe I want to go back and live the rest of my life. And the doctor throws on the beginning of Up, and you're like, okay, doctor, hook me up. Press the button. I'm ready.
Yeah, I think the sequel to the Moon is out now as well. It's called like Bird Song or something.
Yeah, I
like that.
never played that one.
Yeah, I haven't played it either. I feel like it's not gonna live up, but who knows? We'll
Aaron,
see.
I know you didn't like Pillars of Eternity. Not a huge fan of Pillars of Eternity.
It wasn't. It's not that I didn't like it. Is that it wasn't RPG enough. I was thinking it was gonna be more RPG than it is, but it's kind of linear. So. What? What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Are you saying behind my back?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like a game that would sacrifice graphics and fidelity for like narrative and story would go heavy into the RPG story.
But it did. I'm
But
not
it doesn't
sure.
really-
I'm not sure what your complaint. I'm not sure what your complaint is about it not being.
it
an RPG,
wasn't
'cause it's
D&D enough. Like there's a castle very early on in the game, and I wanted to take over it and it to be my castle, but you can't do that in the game. So I was like, well, it's kind of dumb. You know. Anyway, I was obviously expecting too much from it.
Well, I mean, there's a narrative. It's a video game with a narrative.
Yeah, but as
right?
it should be D&D. Let me do what I want.
That's D&D though.
Yeah, but this is what I thought this was.
You're not.
You I think you have
We are-
unreasonable expectations for what's possible in a narrative-driven game.
To the left, the big glowing thing.
No, you gotta wait for the. You gotta wait for this to start spinning.
Like you can do that in a survival game like Rust or something. Some shit like
Okay,
that.
I shot that.
You got to shoot the glowing thing.
Oh, that's probably. What? I thought you had to shoot. Whatever, I don't care. Doesn't matter.
Anyway,
Pillars of Eternity 2 is now out.
Pillars of Eternity 2 is out, and that's not the news.
So what game then can I play that's got turbo RPG?
I don't know.
elements?
I said Rust or
Yeah, but that's not really RPG though.
it is in terms of what you're talking about. Where if you see a castle, you can go take it over,
Yeah. I mean, I guess so.
or
That's
you can
more
just
like,
go kill a dude.
But I
or-
want a solo experience. Like I thought Divinity or something was supposed to be like that. Maybe.
No, they're
Oh.
traditional.
So why are they got
RPGs.
such shitty graphics then? If they got no
I don't think
turbo
Pillars
choices?
of Eternity is a gorgeous game.
For the style it is, but I assume they made it isometric to make it turbo story options.
There are a lot of story options.
Not the options I wanted. Anyway, whatever. What were you talking about?
Josh Sawyer, the director, he was also the director of New Vegas. At Obsidian Entertainment, he's taking a break from directing. He's still at Obsidian. He's just decided to take a break because he's been working now for 19 years in the industry.
That's
He's
a long
like,
time.
yeah, he's just like,
You get burnt out.
yeah, I guess he's got burnt out. So after Deadfire is like clued up, all the patches are out. He's taking a break from directing. He won't be working. He won't be directing the DLC for Deadfire, which is a shame because Josh Sawyer is awesome.
I've heard nothing but good things from Deadfire, though.
Yeah,
I've heard really good
that
things.
plant has nipples.
Sweet. Oh man, it's Cthulhu. No, it's not.
Hey, Aaron,
Yep.
Oh, it's a big monster.
are
no,
you
it's a
excited for the
regular-sized monster.
Division 2?
I am. Yep.
Me too.
Well,
No, I am.
Okay.
Because I think that The Division has enough good things about it. I mean, it's a terrible game, but it has enough good things going for it that I'm like, if you put out a sequel, you could fix a lot of the problems with this game, and you'd have yourself a really nice game. So they're not going to do
well,
that.
let me tell you this. You saucy boys might be interested in the fact that the Division 2 will be adding post-launch content more quickly than the first game had post-launch content. Game's not out yet. Let's talk about what happens after the game comes out.
What?
Yeah!
I heard that they said the game will have more content, and the base game that comes out will have more content in it at launch, and that post-launch, the content that they generally add will be added sooner. I guess that people found the delay was too long. I didn't really
Wasn't
play
the
it.
Division like utter shit when it first came out, and it did get better over time?
It definitely got a lot better. When I played it, it wasn't anywhere near as interesting as I find it now. I play it a lot. I just enjoy the gameplay loops. It's a fun at its base. I acknowledge Adam's issues with it. We won't get into that again, but
No.
it's at the core a fun shooter, and it gives me a lot of excuses to keep playing it, to just shoot stuff. So I like that about it. And so the more stuff they can do to give me excuses to play it, the better. And I mean, a lot of the post-launch content that they added has been like global events. Every now and then they'll do a global event, which the one they had recently, it's like they basically give you a currency to buy new gear that you don't need to buy. There's no microtransactions involved. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a season pass and everything, but that's sort of unrelated. But it just gives you an opportunity to like revisit old levels, and but with like a couple of modifiers to how the combat works and that kind of thing. So it's kind of turns the gameplay on its head a little bit to let you experience it a different way, and then unlock new gear and stuff, or continue upgrading the gear you have faster. So I assume it'll be stuff like that, as well as they added the underground mode, which has procedural levels. So I mean, they do get repetitive after a while, but it's still interesting going through, because a lot of them have like lore and stuff, like documents, shit they can pick up, and helps it flesh out to all. It's really cool. There's a lot of cool lore to it, actually. I hope they flesh more out of it in the second game, because
You want more lore?
yeah. They didn't really get too deep into it in the story of the game. You kind of had to go around and get all the collectibles, which was fine, I suppose, but it'd be nice to have a bit more of it in the actual game.
Yeah. Well, if the Division's not your cup of tea, Ubisoft still wants your money, but not this year. Remember that Skull and Bones game they previewed?
Oh, you mean that Sea of Thieves ripoff?
That's probably
Not
why
really.
it's not coming out.
It's
not
like
at all.
it's Black Flag, but only.
Oh, you mean that Black Flag ripoff?
It's
Rip
only
off
the
their own
naval
game.
combat.
Yeah.
That's been delayed till next year. So,
They're like, oh man, Sea of Thieves is out. Let's
You know what's
delay it.
not coming out at
What?
all? Rayman 3. Because apparently they made like 4 games with their Ubi Art engine, which was a fantastic fucking engine, and they were like, and throw it out.
yeah.
And they
Well,
were like, okay.
it didn't sell. They didn't sell.
But
Nobody
like,
bought them.
well, the problem is, nobody but that was the whole.
Nobody bought 'em.
Obviously, it's an indie thing. Like, this was purely for an indie thing. I thought that was the point, that they were going to get in indie games. They're like, oh, it's not selling as well as Assassin's Creed. Of course it's not going to sell as well as
That
Assassin's
didn't
Creed. You
sell
fucking
40
bitch.
million copies.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yves Guillemot was like, oui, I am how you say Yves Guillemot. And you have
might
to,
wanna stop.
You have to, how you say, sell games.
Man, without
And
looking
you
at
didn't
it,
sell any games.
without looking at it, it really feels like Eve's over there.
Yeah. So, I mean, you gotta sell games to stay in business. And they
Yeah, but
didn't.
you're Ubisoft, you know? You like don't produce a game like Rayman and expect it to have record-breaking sales. You know, that's
Yeah,
half
I
the
think they
fucking
could take
problem
the
with
risk.
this fucking industry is that every game they come out, like, it has to have Call of Duty level sales. Rayman's never gonna have Call of Duty level sales, but it was a great game, and a lot of people, it still did well. It just didn't make all of the money, you know.
Of
Child
the-
of Light did well.
Of the AAA studios, I think Ubisoft is killing it the most right now. Because they have The Division, they have Assassin's Creed.
in
they-
terms of Activision, EA, and Ubisoft, absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, who else is...
Warner Brothers.
Oh, yeah. But nobody likes them.
Nobody.
But they, like... I don't think Ubisoft has made a dud recently. Like,
Yeah, no, they're
I'm-
firing on all cylinders.
yeah. there you
sure.
go. I'll try shooting this. Oh, shit. Oh, that didn't work. The red thing was on the... Whatever.
What are you, the head of Ubisoft? Anyway,
Yeah.
what
No,
the-
it would be.
I mean, the crew... I'm not super fussy on that. I think maybe as a car game,
and there was that downhill
better,
skiing thing that we chucked ourselves off of the mountains like a couple of times.
But I mean, as a skiing snowboarding game goes, it was pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm surprised they made it. Honestly,
Yeah, I'm
glad
really
they did.
surprised. I wonder what they'll end the show with this year, because they always end it with something weird. Although, like,
Also, Steep got an Olympic expansion, which I think was the only official Olympic game property thing that came out.
cool. Quickly, because I got to pee real bad. No Man's Sky is coming to Xbox.
Sweet.
Surprise, surprise.
moving on.
It will be coming with multiplayer.
Oh man.
Remember when multiplayer was shown
this is
off?
like double multiplayer. This is gonna be
When I
even
first
better.
read this, I was like, "Oh wait, what's his name?
Sean Murray.
Sean Murray is retiring after making a horrible fool of himself." Oh wait, no, I misread it. It's coming to Xbox. Oh,
Yeah. The multiplayer in the game at the moment, which it does have, which was added, is basically like Fable 2 multiplayer, where you just see like a dot floating around. So that's dumb. So yeah, it'll be nice. I mean, I've tried to play it a couple of times, and I can see it being a good game, but it being solo and the RNG is as RNG as it gets in this fucking game. Like, you can't control anything.
it has a story though now, like an actual narrative experience.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's not great, but
I mean,
see.
if it's a continuation of the Atlas story, I can see it not being interesting at all.
anyway, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you for
Yep.
joining us. Make sure you join us next week, like and subscribe and all that shit.
Also, upcoming soon, there will be a special E3 podcast coming out as soon as E3 is kind of done and over with.
Count me into.
Cut right there.
3-2. All right.
Sorry, what were we going to say?
I was going to say that we're seeing Deadpool, and we'll talk about that next week.
Yes.
But
Here's
anyway,
your phone.
see you next
I
time.
knew where it was.
Hey, I found your phone.
I'm going to place my phone.
I found your phone!